The cost of living for Americans is on the rise. The Consumer Price Index climbed 0.3% in September. That's the slowest pace in 3 months. For more on today's numbers, let's bring in Ethan Harris, co-head of global economics research at Bank of America Merrill Lynch. And he's one of the most accurate forecasters on the economy, making him a Bloomberg best. And he joins us from his office here in New York. Ethan, welcome back to Bottom Line. Always a pleasure to have you on.
Thank you.
Ethan, consumers did pay more for food and gas last month, but inflation, that's what was lingering. It was outside the categories and it was tame. Can we expect to see price increases moderating in the coming months?
Yeah, I think they will moderate. I mean, the fact is that while many companies were able to pass through price increases in the first half of the year as they reacted to all this commodity pressure, it gets harder and harder to pass on price increases when you have no wage growth. I mean, the average household incomes are growing very slow. Higher prices are squeezing household balance sheets. So I don't think we can have sustained serious inflation in the U.S.
One thing, a bit of economic news that I saw today that I guess it gave a lot of people pause. The fact that home builders, they started projects in September at the fastest pace in 17 months. Take us through that. Is that a hopeful sign for the economy?
Yeah, you know, the economy is picking up a bit here. I mean, the big shock from higher oil prices earlier in the year is fading. The Japan supply chains are coming back. So there is some improvement in growth. So if the markets were focused on the economy instead of Europe, they would be doing a lot better. In the housing market, the multifamily sector is the one place where you can look for growth because with foreclosures, people are being pushed out of single-family homes and into apartments. And so there's actually fairly strong demand for rental properties. So it makes sense for this one area of housing to be strong, multifamily construction, and we saw that in today's data.
Ethan, today's numbers, do they mean more hesitancy on the part of businesses to pass the higher input cost to consumers?
Yeah, I think that the business community as a whole, I talk to a lot of high net worth individuals who also own businesses, and they definitely started the year thinking that they could pass through costs. And I think that as they look at a relatively weak economy, consumer doing okay, but you know, still much lower than normal growth, they're going to be very cautious here. We're going to have a very cautious Christmas season, for example. And that'll keep overall inflation, you know, reasonably under control.
Ethan, if I could just ask you quickly in about 15 seconds, an annual increase in consumer prices, meaning 55 million Social Security beneficiaries are going to receive higher benefits next year, an increase of 3.6%. What does that mean for seniors?
Well, it means that we'll start the year off with a little bit of a kick to their income worth about $35 billion. That will offset some of the other stimulus measures that are fading, including the end of the payroll tax cut and the end of extended unemployment benefits. So it helps offset some of those negative forces.
Ethan Harris, Bank of America Merrill Lynch, joining us from here in New York. Ethan, it's always a pleasure. Thanks so much.
Thank you.